Hi, welcome to Grade 5th cbse All Subject by Savita Faude YouTube channel. Kids, this one our GK lecture, the popular knowledge tree for class 5th. Kids, this one GK lecture we start 6th one chapter our armed forces. The armed force protect our country. The Indian armed force are the military force of the Republic Day of India. It consists of three professional uniform services: Indian Army, Indian Navy, and third one Indian Air Force. Additionally, the Indian Armed Force are supported by the Indian Coast Guard and parliamentary organization. The President of India is the supreme commander of the Indian Armed Force. India has one of the longest military histories dating back several millennia. The first reference to armies is found in the Vedas as well as the epics Ramayana and Mahabharata, classical Indian texts on archery in particular and martial arts in general are known as Dhanurveda. India is the world's second largest military force and has the world's largest volunteer army, Indian Army. We learn about Indian Army. The Indian Army is the land-based branch and the largest component of the Indian Armed Force. The Indian Army originated from the armies of the East India Company, which eventually became the British Indian Army, and the armies of the princely states, which finally became the National Army after independence. The primary mission of the Indian Army is to ensure national security and national unity, defending the nation from external aggression and internal threats and maintaining peace and security within its borders. Second one, Indian Navy. The Indian Navy is the naval branch of the Indian Armed Force. The Indian Navy traces its origins back to the East India Company Marine, which was founded in 1612 to protect British merchant shipping in the region. In 1793, the British East India Company established its rule over eastern part of the Indian subcontinent. The primary objective of the Navy is to safeguard the nation's maritime borders and in conjunction with other armed forces of the Union and to deter or defeat any threats or aggression against the territory people or maritime interest of India both in war and peace. Third one service, Indian Air Force. The Indian Air Force, IAF, this one a short form, is the air arm with the Indian Armed Force. Its complement of personnel and aircraft assets ranks fourth amongst the air force of the world. Its primary mission is to secure Indian airspace and to conduct aerial warfare during armed conflict. It was officially established on 8 October 1932 as an auxiliary air force of the British Empire, which honored India's aviation service during World War II with the prefix Royal. In practice, this is taken as a directive, meaning the IAF bears the responsibility of safeguarding Indian airspace and thus furthering national interest in conjunction with the other branches of the armed force. The IAF provides close air support to the Indian Army troops on the battlefield as well as the strategic and tactical airlift capabilities. Watch informative video of Armed Force of India scan. You can scan this one, a scanner GK given here. Okay. These are some of the famous horse machines with their name of Indian Armed Force. Tejas is an Indian signal engine delta wing multi-role light fighter for the Indian Air Force and the Indian Navy. Prithvi. Prithvi is a tactical surface to surface short range. This one, advanced light helicopter program for an indigenous 5-ton multi-role helicopter was initiated in May 1979 by the Indian Air Force and the Indian Naval Air Arm. This one, INS Vikramaditya, meaning brave as the sun, has been renamed in honor of Vikramaditya, a legendary empire of India. And this one, tank. The tank is a name after Arjun, the main protagonist and archer, prince of the Indian epic Mahabharata. Kids, this type we finish our 6th one chapter and first one unit also. In next GK lecture we start 7th one chapter in unit 2nd, nature, chapter 7th one, amazing birds. We learned amazing birds in this chapter, and second one chapter we start nature.